Happy Devils Saturday. I hit the wrong intro bumper, sports guy.
It's all good. I'm just so used to, Sam, I'm just so used to hearing, it's noise to me at this point. It's like, all right, well, as soon as the music stops, I'm on.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? Let's do a do-over. Hold on a second.
Do it again? All right.
Yeah, let's do it over.
All right. That I like.
Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Edition, or really 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Edition. We're a little late, but actually Beer Baron was on time, which is very unusual.
Dude, I'm always on time. Don't give me that. I'm always on
I'm
time.
only kidding around, Beer Baron. Settle down. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here
Simmer
with
down.
Short Sky from the highest point of New Jersey, with Beer Baron with the nice mountain view. And me, I'm down in the bunker in the Primetime Radio Studios where it floods and floods.
You don't have to tell me. Dude, I'm right there with you on that flooding in the basement. It is just the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Also, if you don't know, we're having a big tailgate on February 17th.
Yes, we are.
As kind of a fan appreciation day to say thank you to you, the fans. And you could sign up for the latest updates on our event. JoinOurCrew.com. Yes, JoinOurCrew.com. Because people are asking me, and I just tell them, JoinOurCrew.com. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to wait for the text message or email.
Yeah, it's going to be you'll get all that information at some point prior to the game. You're just going to have to be signed up for the text message alerts. And trust us when we say it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't worry. Those alerts are going to be, regular alerts. They're not going to be pictures of Sam and, in provocative positions. It's legit. It's legit stuff.
Listen, if that's what the masses want, the masses can get that.
Well, they can get it at onlysams.com. which hasn't been registered yet.
Isn't there a
but it
law
will
that
be
says
soon.
If you proclaim a website on air that you actually have to make that a real thing?
Beer Baron, I don't have.
Take off your tarp, bud. Take off your tarp. Let's go get the camera. Let's go. I guess we got to do it now.
Yeah. yeah. I'll do it right now.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say, how about them boys? Let's go, Green Bay.
Yeah.
Woo!
Dak Prescott makes wrong decisions.
Yes. Remember when they were going to win this?
Beautiful
when they were going to win the Super Bowl in Week 1?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I know, and every Cowboy fan will be like, "Well, the Giants didn't even make it to the playoffs." Yeah, I'd rather not make it to the playoffs and get flat out embarrassed by a team you should have walked through.
At home. At home.
No
less.
Yeah.
In Jerry's world.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Look,
I'm so mad.
Look, the Giants did us a favor. You know what they did? We didn't blow money on playoff tickets just to watch that debacle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
and
listen,
fifth overall or sixth overall pick the Giants have.
Yeah, but they listen, the whole Tommy, we'll get back into hockey. Don't worry, everybody. But, sometimes we get a little distracted. The whole Tommy Cutlets thing was cute and all, but them winning a couple of games was stupid. They should have just – I know there's no tanking in any sport, but sometimes you got to put yourself in the best position, especially when you have quality quarterbacks coming out in draft like Drake May and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Like, you have the opportunity, and those guys might go 1, 2, and 3. So, I don't know. Listen, Giants, it's one of those seasons, man. And that's the thing is like injuries hampered the Giants this year. It's the same thing with the Devils, but the difference, and to segue into hockey now, the difference is that the Devils seem to be stepping up. People are answering the call, and you can see that the team is responding in the right way. Because a lot of times what happens is we take the little picture of like, oh man, they lost 1 or 2 in a row. But if you really look at the big picture, and I'd have to look at what their exact numbers are, but I think they're like 15-5 in their last 20 or something like that. They have the record is way better than it seems. Where it's somebody look this up. Tom, I'm looking at you, buddy. Come on, go look that up. Go see what it says. But I'm pretty sure in the last 20, like they have like a pretty solid record. So despite all the injuries they've had and the key players, they've seen, they're I think a point out of a playoff, that second wild card spot right now. So they got to keep plugging away. And one hell of a performance by Nico Daws, and I love the idea of the name of the show tonight. But Shorts Guy, I have to ask you, what is he doing differently that VTech wasn't doing? Because I know a lot of people will say a lot of things, but what are you seeing?
He's a different style. He's a more standard traditional style where VTech is more of the only word I can come up with is sometimes spastic Dominic Hasek style, which makes sense as a Czech kid coming up, watching, one of the greatest goalies that's to ever play the position, one of the greatest players to ever play the position. But it's something where he's seizing his moment. I think that's one of the big things right now is Nico Daws is seizing his moment to solidify why he should be here and Akira shouldn't be. Why maybe he should take the starting role over VTech if it's possible. And it's one of those things that I don't know. It just seems to be it's pretty much just that. Maybe the Devils feel more comfortable playing in front of him than they do VTech. VTech I know is having some issues, and it seems his numbers aren't great. I don't know. It's one of those things, and I was just trying to find it now before you came to me on this. There was an article this morning, and I feel like they just kind of recycled these articles. It was from NJ.com. If I can find it, it was something like, "Is Nico Daws the Devils goalie?" Answer. And not for nothing, I feel like we've seen headlines like that since Brodeur left. Is Corey Schneider the Devils goalie answer? Is Keith Kincaid the Devils goalie answer? Not Clemenson the Devils goalie answer? Is Corey Crawford the Devils goalie answer? Is Akira Schmid the Devils goalie answer? It's just on and on and on. I mean, there's a litany of goalies that have been coming since then. So I'm to the point right now where I'm just happy for anyone to take that role in the net and run with it, whoever it is. If it ends up being Nico Daws, then great. If it ends up being VTech, great. If it ends up being Akira Schmid, great. I'm not quite certain that we're going to trade for anyone at this point. I'm with Sam and I were talking earlier on the phone, and I agree with his take. Sam, I'm going to kind of steal your take for a second. What he said, it's tough to evaluate with all these injuries. But I did see both Nico and VTech, Daws and Vanacek were on the ice today practicing in an optional, which I think is great. Neither are taking some time off, and one of the other things too that could potentially do well for VTech, Akira is having an off season. VTech played very well last season with Akira. Let me start this over again in case I said it the wrong way. VTech played very well with Akira nipping at his heels last season. So maybe that's what VTech needs. Maybe he needs someone to keep him not complacent. To kind of light a fire under him to do well. I mean, that could be it as well. I don't know. I really have no answers at this point. Like I will be the goalie's biggest defender until the very end. But even I'm getting a little exasperated by the fact that, we haven't had anyone step up. I do love seeing Nico Daws play well. I would love to see Vitek play well. I would just like to see any Devils goalie play well at this point.
Yeah.
I'm running out of things to say to defend them right now.
Yeah,
I really
it
am.
becomes kind of difficult. It is. Listen, thank you, Tom. 12-6-2 in their last 20, which is it's still a really nice record. Like they've been playing well, and a lot of people will say, "Well, look at Vitek's record." We talk about this all the time. A lot of his numbers are inflated because you're winning 5-4. You're winning these games where the offense is bailing you out, and it's not. We haven't seen the goaltenders really come into a game, maybe with the exception of last night's game, but the goaltenders come in and really steal a game away. You haven't seen that 1-0, 2-1 solid performance by the goaltender where, going down the stretch of the game, you're holding your breath, but at the same time you have the confidence that like our guy is on point tonight, and it feels like nothing's going to get by him. Vitek felt like that last year. There's a lot of games last year where he was lights out and confidence was super high, and it felt like we found our guy. Like that was our number one. And I'll remind you of this. When we went to a game together this year, I think it was that Capitals game, the Devils Capitals, where Capitals went up really quick on Schmid. They pulled Schmid. They put Vitek in the game, or I might be getting that reversed. I think I might be getting that reversed.
No, it was Akira. I think Akira started.
Was it Akira that came in? Yeah, no, I think it was Vitek started and Akira came in. Now I can't remember. But I just remember you saying like that's our goalie, and I was like, yeah, like one of these guys needs to take the reins and actually run with it, and hopefully Nico Daws is doing that, because apparently there's a lot of buzz around Markstrom, and I know Kevin Weeks put out that cryptic tweet the other day that had the big eyes.
A weak staple, yeah. That's like a Kevin Weeks staple when he has something or he's heard something. Yeah, it was Markstrom, and I forget who else that he put something
Elvis.
About. Yes, Merzlikins. Merzlikins. There it is. Yeah.
And once a week, I'll do a hot take.
We saw your hot take.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Vitek. Listen, Sam, I'm going to be brutally honest with you, buddy. Because you caught a lot of heat for that one. I mean, you catch a lot of heat for a lot of things you say, but you caught a lot of heat for that one, especially on Twitter. First of all, I'm just going to go out there and say this, that half the people that say stuff don't have the balls in the world to come up and actually say that to your face. That is
it's actually 90% of them, not half. 90%.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Besides them not having the actual balls to come up and say that to your face, a lot of people disagree with you because, you know what, I like what you do. Like, you throw out these tweets. You actually believe that Vitek will come back and be stronger, and you stick by your guns and your convictions about it. I vehemently disagree with you, and that's fine. Like, I feel like Vitek's confidence is completely shot. I don't think it's physical with his play. I don't think he's injured. I think it is all up in his head, and the mental side of the game is just as hard as the physical side of the game. If you're down bad, it is tough. Some dudes fold it up, and you never see them again because they cannot mentally get back into it. And I think that's where Vitek is right now. I think he's physically capable. I just don't think he's mentally strong enough for what he needs to do. So unfortunately, I disagree with you that he's going to be okay this season.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But you know me, I like to buy in when the stock is low, like I did with Holla last year, or Alexander Holtz when everybody wanted to trade him, or
Doge.
Or even Damon
Doge.
Severson.
Well, he was wrong about Doge, but that's okay.
No. I've actually made money for a
That's a long game.
Yeah, buy Doge.
It's a long game.
Yeah.
60 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. 60 years later, then I can, cash out and die the next day. It's just
exactly.
Is that Atlantis Force that song? Win the lottery and die the next day. It's basically what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's like rain on your wedding day.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the long-term goal, folks. The private jet. That's going to be us one day. Join our crew.com. We'll turn into
Yeah,
that.
I promise.
Except I'm not gonna wear high water pants.
No, but you know what, Beer Baron? I promise this to everyone out there. Once we have that private jet, the first flight, I will dress just like that guy for the first flight. I will pose in front of our private jet wearing those clothes.
I think all of us should. All of us should.
Yes, we will all do that. So once the private jet hits, I'll wear those stupid pants for at least the first flight. But I know I totally agree with you on VTech that a lot of it is it's got to be in his head. And there's the can, there's the guy.
Yeah,
I can't wait to dress like that because we have a
beer.
listen. If I'm dressing like that, that means we have a private jet, and that's fantastic.
And that's pretty good life. It's pretty good life.
But no, I completely agree. It's VTech has the skills. We've seen it. He's repeatedly played really, really well. He just can't pull it together. And I will tell you firsthand experience that if you are not on your game mentally, that sometimes it feels like you cannot do a single thing correctly, which makes me wonder how much of this is VTech being unable to get through this block, or do the Devils just not have the right person trying to help in sports psychology wise? Because we all know that that's a huge part of professional sports teams right now is the sports psychology side of it all. So is he not talking to the right person? Like, that's my question, because this is something he can and should be doing and getting help with. I mean, we saw him take that random day off.
Guys, when I put
but is it working? Is it the right person? Yeah, he could be talking to a sports psychologist, but is it the right person to help him with what he needs? He took that one random day off. That was easily a mental health day. And you know what? Good for him for doing that. But if the Devils don't have the right sports psychologist, they're not going to get the results that they need out of him.
I got it. I know what they need to do. It's going to be like that scene from Airplane. There's the whole team gets in a line and it's like, snap out of it, smack out of it, come on, get out of there. And just like when you see somebody with the boxing gloves on, that wrench, that's what it's going to be. Like,
I wish it was that easy. I really wish it was that easy because, as you are alone in that helmet and you have no one else to talk to but yourself in those moments. And it's lonely at times. And when it's not going right, it's even lonelier because you feel the impact of letting yourself down and your teammates down, because really whose mistake goes up on the scoreboard? Yours as the goalie. Your mistake goes up on the scoreboard. No one else's mistake does. Maybe you can classify a penalty as someone's mistake going on the board, but the big mistake that goes on the board is the goal that you allow. And that's a hard spot. You're alone on an island in that position. And I know that better than all of us on this podcast. It's tough. And it's just something's not going right.
I think we're overanalyzing it. I
don't.
I think we're overanalyzing it.
I don't. If you watch him play, and he starts off the game hot, and he's making save after save after save. Yo, thanks a lot, Nate. With the super chat, Devils win, Cowboys lose. No more playoffs for Deshaun Watson.
Woo!
Buffalo Bandits beat Rochester, and it's my birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Nate! And thank you.
Yeah, Nate, happy birthday! Woo!
Heck yeah, man!
And Nate, joinourcrew.com. Sign up.
Yeah.
Joinourcrew.com.
Get an autographed picture of Sam Wu making a crazy prediction.
Seriously.
But if you watch him play, there's times where he's on his game. He's making incredible save after incredible save, and then he lets in a goal, and it doesn't even have to be a soft one. And you just see his posture change. You see the way he listen. I'm not in his head. Like Shorts Guy said, he's the only one that's out in that island, and he's the only one that can control his fate. But it just seems like as soon as he lets one up, he starts to deflate. And if he lets up a quick one after that, it's night's over, game over. And it just sucks because you can see he's so freaking defeated. How many times have you seen him let up a goal and he just sits there and he stares at the ice?
Patrick Waugh was the same way.
No, listen, we're not comparing Vitek Vanacek to
No, I'm talking about emotions. Up and down.
Yeah, Patrick Waugh was a whole different set of emotions. We're not all the most stable individuals.
Schizophrenic.
We're not the
No.
most stable individuals. We've got to be somewhat unstable to be in that position to where you're getting hit with pucks. I mean, for a friend
All
of
right.
mine just had a puck go through his helmet and clip him in the face. Took a shot right
Jeez.
to the face, and it went through the opening of the cat eye, just like we've seen happen to what's his name that was on the Flyers from that Scott Gomez shot.
Bobby Boucher?
I
Was
think
it
it was.
Boucher?
It may have been Boucher.
Or
It was either
Biron?
Boucher or someone. No, it wasn't Biron. Might have been Boucher. But yeah, like that. You've got to be somewhat stupid to be in net, and I will say that personally, I am somewhat stupid for being in net, but I love it. I would not play. I play other positions. I played everywhere on the rink. I want to be nowhere but the net. That's where I want to
Well,
be.
you know what? What made Marty so great for so many years too was his demeanor, his ability to forget the play that just happened. To be able to move on. Some guys can do that. Some guys can harness. Like I'm looking at the chat right now. First of all, let's give a shout out to everybody out there real quick, or as many people as we can. Michael, Ted, Super, Max, JP, Selecta, Dubs, Tom, Corbin, dude, everybody. You guys are the best. Like, this is what, by the way, reading what you guys are writing is what makes this fun, because I can't keep up sometimes, but it cracks me up in some of the side conversations that happen and the friendships that have come together because of our podcast. Really fun to see.
Yes.
But anyways, somebody
Hold on, Beer Baron, hold on. Beer
Yeah.
Baron. Let's let Sam finish what he needed to say.
Yeah, because I kept on
God.
getting interrupted because I have to
Oh,
explain.
sorry.
I have to explain the tweet. Okay.
And Steven.
Okay.
What's up, Steven?
Okay.
Great goaltenders. We'll figure it out. All right. I think we're all over analyzing it because nobody says anything when Vitek Vanacek bails out the Devils on those 3 breakaways against Tampa. Nobody ever talks about that.
Yeah, we
except
do.
for maybe no, everybody forgets about it. Except for Spalding, he's like, "Hey, mark that down. That big save that Vitek made."
No,
everybody
Spalding's always
forgets
good for
about it. Everybody forgets
No,
about
Spalding
it
is
not
good.
true. Not true.
Spalding's good for that. Spalding
because
is
everybody
really good
says
for
that
You're right, Sam.
Vitek sucks.
No,
All right?
dude, that's not what we're saying. We're saying something's wrong. We listen. At least I can speak for myself. Going to games,
Let Sam
you
finish.
see him
Let
making
Sam
his
finish.
big
Let Sam
saves
finish.
in his big moments.
I'm responding to the Twitter followers. I'm not responding to you.
All right.
No. I just got to get it out there because I got a lot of
All
crap.
right.
I didn't
Go ahead,
engage on anyone. All I said in the tweet is he's going to come back towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I said. I said he will figure it out by the end of the season.
And
Yeah,
I'm
people are
kind of
like,
hoping.
"You're a moron." Blah, blah, blah. Stupid.
And everyone's kind of everyone wants to see a trade for Gibson or Markstrom. Like
I think it's too early to even.
Not only that, so as much as I've defended the goalies, I am going to say this. It's going to be hard for any goalie to come in and do well with our defensive core as dismantled as it's become right now. And it's one of those things where, Sam, you're right from our conversation earlier. It's one of those things where it's really hard to evaluate with the injuries we have. But I don't think bringing someone in like Markstrom, who is got maybe 2 years left of his prime. I think someone, like Gibson, who doesn't have much left, maybe 4 years in his prime. I forget what Gibson is. He's in his early 30s, I think, but at $6.5 or $6 million or whatever, that's a hefty price for a goalie. And he's a good goalie. I don't doubt it. In fact, I would happen to say that Gibson's a great goalie under real crap circumstances over there in Anaheim.
Which is getting worse.
Which is absolutely getting worse. And
injuries and everything to them too.
They may be so. I don't know. It's the availability of good goaltenders is kind of lacking right now as far as trade wise, and I'm just not completely sold on any of the names that have been floated out there would be better than what we have right now. And I'm sure that maybe short term that they would give this team a boost, But until you get that defensive core solidified and back from injury, it's going to be tough to have someone just step in. And I don't mean to always talk about myself in the position, but man, when you're playing with a kind of a weakened defensive core, it's tough at times because you're expected to do a lot, and then a lot of that pressure also, you wind up, trying to be too perfect. And when you're too perfect, you wind up, focusing on your mistakes and what am I doing wrong? And then your mind can float. So that could be another thing too, that maybe VTech is trying to be too perfect with what he's trying to do. And he gets in his head at times. And because of the defensive core, I don't know. I'm not inside that helmet. I wish I was, because then I'd be there and I would give, obviously our podcast exclusive rights to my interviews, but, and damn it, they should have. And I'm still pissed they never called me to be an e-bug. But anyway,
it's politics. It's all politics.
Never too
I know
late.
it's politics. I know it's politics. I
Yeah.
know. But still, it's. I'm not convinced that any of those goalies that are actually, realistically available are going to be that much of an upgrade if our defense doesn't get upgraded at the same time.
I don't know if you ever knew about this, Shorts guy, but I actually told Hugh Weber about you being an e-bug. I think he laughed it off, though.
That's not nice to say. You should have been like, he seriously considered it, but then was told, and then make up some other thing.
No. I know. I tried, but I thought. But the problem is, with my reputation, he probably thought I was kidding. So
no, I would have done it in a heartbeat. I would have done it.
No, I think I did.
Would have given
and
us exclusive interview rights to me.
And I also sent a friend's resume, which years ago, back when Hugh Weber took over, he was one of the frontier on hockey analytics, and I gave him a resume, and only to find out through another employee that it never made it. It never even made it to the pile, and it kind of.
Of course, it didn't.
Yeah, and his track record is the Philadelphia Flyers making the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Kings winning 2 cups. Being on their staff. But anyway.
Hey, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I don't know why I was just randomly talking about that.
It's fine.
Because that's what we do, Sam. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Speaking of
when
random,
Scotty's not here to actually, keep us on track with real hockey talk, this is what happens when the three of us are alone and left to our own devices.
I have to say, speaking of random, so I went to see Tool the other night, and I went to see Tool at MSG. And I walked through the building, and everywhere I looked, I was going, toot, like hexing everything I could, putting the bad juju, the bad vibes. So I'm trying to transfer some of that bad energy that we've been dealing with all year into their building. And hopefully it'll work. I'm no witch doctor, but, I've
Did they lose
dabbled in
today?
Did they? We'll find out. If maybe my hex is working. Let's find. Let's go to the videotape.
They were on a 4-game slide. I really hope they lost today.
No, they won
were.
today.
I think.
Damn it. They won 2-1.
Yeah,
That's
well.
okay. But yeah, dude, there's a lot of options for the Devils. I think the closer we get to the trade deadline, they stay where they're at. If they stay within that wild card area, you have to think that Fitzgerald is going to pull the trigger on something. Now, a lot of the signs point to him pulling the trigger on a goaltender, but at the same time, it wouldn't be a bad idea if he just made that move for a defenseman. It doesn't have to be the big name Hannafin. It just has to be a defensive defenseman. And who knows, man? Like Nico Daws could be the guy. But we've said that before. Like Shorts guy said earlier in the show, we've had conversations where like, all right, this is it. This is the guy that's going to step in. Mackenzie Blackwood. Finally, we got our goaltender. He's going to solidify himself. And then, the injury bug destroyed that dude's Devils career. And Nico Daws, the one thing I like about him, and the one thing that Bill Spalding brought up, is that he's comfortable in the high danger chances.
I found the article title. In Nico Daws, Devils may have, in parentheses, finally found solution in net. It should be in insert current goalie name here. Devils may have found solution in net. It's like I'm tired of seeing these articles. I want that solution to be there.
Yeah,
That's
Nunez, that's a good
sorry.
point.
I had to interject because I finally found that article title.
No. Sorry, and Art Nunez brought up a great point. It's okay that the Rangers won today because it kept the Caps from passing the Devils in the standings. That's a good point.
Vinny and I were talking about that the other day on Game Day Live. It's like, man, we actually need them to. We need those jerk bags to win.
But I will say, out of the out of the injuries that have happened this year, some of the positives that you can pull out of this, Simone Nemec has looked awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This kid is absolutely legit. And I mean, you know what's funny is like some people will be like, "Oh, the eye test." It's like the eye test, he looks good. No, statistically, he looks phenomenal. The eye test, he looks phenomenal. He looks comfortable. That you look at Luke and you look at him, 19 and 20-year-old kids, and the confidence that they have. Yeah, Luke had that bonehead play the other night, but it wasn't. He lost the handle of the puck and kind of like tried to recover and like just bailed out on it. Stuff happens. You know, you have a guy that's handling the puck that often. Stupid plays are going to happen. Turnovers are going to happen. Whatever.
And that's an experience NHL game experience lessens those the more experience he gets. So it's going to be a learning curve to get to that point to where he's making those bonehead moves less and less.
Yeah, dude. The defense this year, yeah, we're going through like growing pains, but Kevin Ball last game, he is growing up in front of our eyes. Nemec is going to be an absolute stud. Luke Hughes is going to be an absolute stud. Defensively, I think we're going to be solid. And I mean, like you got Dougie who will come back in April, but I feel like they need to get somebody that's. Colin Miller's been great, but get somebody that's a little bit more sound defensively and give some of these boys the opportunity to really carry the puck.
The Devils are going to go back to being a defensive stalwart team, like we grew up with, like those defensive teams that won the cups. And all of a sudden, that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to win the cup on defense. Because this defensive core, when it matures, is going to be scary good if we keep it together.
Scary good.
Someone was telling me last night that Nemec would be trade bait, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't think so.
Get out of here.
There's no way.
No way.
There's no way. Unless you know what." And I know they wouldn't do 1-for-1, but if Nemec was packaged with someone to bring in Vasilevsky, okay, yeah, I'd say thanks, Nemec. We'll take Vasi for a little while because I think Vasi would be a great addition to this team. I would take.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I would do it just because the upside of Nemec is so big.
It is.
And
it is.
He could be. He could. You look at him, Hughes, and Seamus Casey. If Seamus Casey pans out, and is an absolute stud, you could have three defensemen that are high quality, puck moving, smart. But the thing is, Nemec is so smart. You see how his hockey IQ is incredible. And I mean, he's just going to keep getting better and better. I think that, God, he could have probably the best career out of the three of them. Luke has got a hell of a career ahead of him too. And if he projects the way that Quinn is, because look at what Quinn's doing this year. He's Norris. Quinn Hughes is definitely up for the Norris this year.
Quinn's
and at
Norris,
this point, he's running away with it.
Oh my gosh, Norris and who the hell knows, Hart potentially.
Potentially.
And
I mean,
although we know it's going to go to McDavid, because it's McDavid's award to lose for the next 18 years, but
and he does deserve it. But at the same time, come on,
we need to put Brendan Smith on him next time.
Just have Brendan Smith step into him right in the middle of the ice.
Yeah,
and a clean hit.
I don't know, man. If we get Jake Allen for a third who says no, Morgan, I don't know if Jake Allen's the answer. I'm not going to say no to that for a third. That's doable.
Jake Allen for a third. Yeah.
I would do Jake Allen for a third if we can also get Savard from them too.
No, that's not happening.
I feel like Savard would be a hell of a player for this team. He'd bring grit. He'd definitely bring some freaking grit. He'd bring experience
They'd
to
want,
that
they'd
blue
want
line.
more than a third. They want more than
Oh,
just a third.
I know that, but see, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting
It
because
will
there's going to
be.
be there's time, and the All-Star break can't happen fast enough. Like, give these guys some time to get healthy.
Oh,
Because if we go to a damn outdoor game and watch the Utica Comets play the Philadelphia Flyers, I'm going to be pissed off. I'll tell you that much.
May I say something in regards to the All-Star game?
Yeah.
The jerseys are terrible.
Oh, trash. Every year. I was going to bring that up too. Every year. It pisses me off.
No, not every
The
year. Not
stupidest
every
looking
year.
trash jersey.
Not every year. This right here behind me, this was sick. This was sick
that was a
last
good
year,
one.
and I have never wanted to buy an All-Star jersey until last year. So, but this year's, they look
It
awful.
looks like Patrick Starr. It's so stupid.
They look terrible. They look so bad. They look
Get
so
the
bad.
design crew. And they're like, we
Oh,
can't
man.
find them. My kids in kindergarten, we can have them go into art class and design it. That crap
Yeah,
wouldn't make it out of my room. I'll tell you that much. I'd be like, nah,
Yeah,
try
well,
again,
I'll
kid.
tell you what. That does not give me hope for the outdoor game for the Stadium Series.
I actually like it.
No, I bet you the
You
stadium.
would, Sam.
I bet you it's going to be the Stadium Series jersey is going to be super simple. Like this hat,
Well-
what you're looking at right now, it's going to be a red jersey with a black logo, like one stripe on the sleeve. It's going to be real simple.
So I saw. I don't think I sent it to you guys, but I saw. I got sucked into Instagram and I wound up following the Hershey Bears and I was watching their teddy bear toss highlights and all that stuff, which is I'd love to see. But then when one of the posts that came up was them against the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and we were talking about this on Game Day Live. Lehigh Valley Phantoms had jerseys this season, all white with orange trim, orange logo, orange numbers, orange pant shells. I could see that being the Flyer jersey and us being all red with black trim and the black logo that's on your hat. I could see that happening.
Kind of dope.
I mean, we're all going to buy the
all
jersey.
all red pants. You mean like all red pants, jersey, or pants, jersey, gloves, helmet?
I don't know if I would go all red pants.
Red on red.
I don't know if I would
Like
do
the Russian army.
that. No, I wouldn't. I mean, if they're going to go all red pants, they got to have red pants with a black stripe down the side, or like a black stripe down the side, and then around the cuff of the pant on the bottom, just to kind of break it up. Because those all red pants, I just don't think would work with all red. But apparently, I forget who said it. Sammy, you might have said it. It might have been Vinny. But someone said that, I guess it might have been Fitzgerald or someone that was quoted as saying you'll be able to see the numbers from anywhere in the building. So I think they're going to go with that same trend that they've gone where like the numbers are
red
just
on white.
But the numbers are probably going to be absurdly large.
Oh,
But
yeah. I get what you're saying.
black numbers on red.
On the sleeve,
Yeah.
it's going to be like from the elbow to the shoulder is going to be the size of the
Oh
number.
yeah, like the
Like
Penguins,
stupid, yeah.
like the Penguins Flyers ones. But black on red is definitely black numbers on the red jersey. I think would do it. But there's got to be some green trim. But there's green in the logo. We were talking about this. There's got to be green trim.
There's green in the God dang it. I wish they would do the retro reverse jersey, the green one that's hanging over your shoulder. Is probably one of my favorite.
It's the best jersey
they've ever done.
Absolutely.
So that one, and then the Heritage Classic one on your other side is my other favorite one. And if the Devils went to that as being home and away, right there, I would be stoked.
Oh my gosh, that would be fantastic.
I love the green. Listen, the red, black, and white, it's cool. I've always loved the red, black, and white, but something about the red and that dark forest green just hits so good. Like those old school jerseys. Like I know everybody's like, "Oh, it's the Christmas tree color," dude. Complementary colors. Let me explain why complementary. Well, I'm not going to do that.
Art teacher beer bear.
I'd drop it into my art teacher mode right now, and I'd be like, "Listen, this is why it works so good. This is why teams, you look at the Lakers, purple and yellow, why they work so good. Blue and orange, why they work so good. Complementary colors.
The Mets?
The Mets, yeah, dude, there's a reason why. Like, there's a
Beat
reason
the
why those
Mets.
colors work so
Beat
well.
the
And
Mets.
it's just like that green and red with a little bit of the white offsetting it. It's so freaking perfect. So perfect.
Yep.
But anyways, if it looks like this, and I know there's a lot of people complaining like, oh, if they don't have the circle around the NJ, it looks weird. I actually love it.
I like it too.
Sometimes simple looks really, really clean. Like a clean look.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
not
clean.
busy. That doesn't have a lot going on. Nice cessential look is always superior. You look at like a good clean jersey, like that's why the Devils logo is so good. Like it's essentially like a simple logo, but it like works. You look at like Detroit. Detroit always has like great jerseys. Their logo is one of my favorite logos of all time because it's like such a good one. But the Hartford Whalers, that's
the best use of negative space. That's the epitome of using negative space.
Yeah. The old Milwaukee Brewers logo that looked like the glove. That was really the MB.
That was cool too.
I love that one. And we could talk about this kind of stuff all day. But
oh my gosh, we could. Yeah, you're the art teacher, and I'm just the wannabe art nerd.
Dude, I love it so much. And there's certain things like certain eras of time. The 90s are like way too crazy. Like the 90s, everybody's like, let's put this giant logo off center, like that was weird ass Kings.
Oh, like the Kings. Yep. The Kings jerseys.
That's the first thing anybody says, like 90s hockey. The first thing I think of is that. Yeah, thanks, Max. Max with the super chat. Who is the worst logo in the league? Ooh, who has the worst logo in the league?
Worst? The Rangers?
Yeah, but that's just bias because I hate them so much.
That's bias. Okay, so a team not called the New York Rangers, worst logo in the league. Oh, man.
You know what? I have to actually have most of them pulled up because I like
Minnesota Wild.
No,
I like that logo.
That's kind of. Although when they do the North Star colors, when they do those kits with the yellow and the green, they should go back to that being their full time color.
North Stars, probably because I'm biased because of the North Stars. You know, I don't even recognize it. In my head, I don't recognize the Minnesota Wild. For whatever reason, to me, it's the North Stars. You know,
worst logo in the league.
I'm going to look up all the logos because now we're going to NHL logos. Let's see.
Atlanta Thrashers.
Max, thank you, by the way. This gives me I love when we do this kind of stuff.
Worst logo in the league. Worst logo in the league. I can't. Aside from the Rangers, just because I hate them.
Capitals.
I don't know.
No. Well, which Capitals logo are you talking about?
Now that they've gone back, the Eagle logo I did not like. I like that they've gone back to the actual.
Eagle. I'm talking about the Eagle logo.
The word logo.
I'm talking about the Eagle
so
logo.
the Sabres going back from the Flying Slug, going back to with the Buffalo with the cross swords, I think it's a badass logo.
Yep.
I never liked the Columbus Blue Jackets with the swooshing Columbus flag around a star. The Wild, there's something about the Wild logo that I don't hate.
It's negative space in there again, too. I love the use of negative space, but that's just me.
I hate the Flyers logo. But that also might be because I hate the Flyers.
It could be.
I hate the Ducks logo.
The new Ducks logo. The new Ducks D, yes. The eggplant purple. The eggplant purple, the original logo. That I love.
Yeah. I love the Winnipeg Jets. I love when the Lightning rebranded themselves to that simple, the lightning bolt with the circle around it. It's like way simpler than it used to be. I like it way better. It looks way cleaner.
I don't like that
logo. I always never really liked the Canucks logo.
The old skate logo was great. You know, Sam, I'm going to throw this out to Billy Dean. We could have this discussion tomorrow on Hockey on Tap too.
I like Vegas because they did the V hidden in the helmet, which is kind of nice. I don't know. I think my least favorite one.
Mine is the Wild.
I think
I'd have to go with the
never
Ducks.
Liked the logo. The Ducks.
I don't like
the Ducks logo.
The Ducks D, yeah. After
And I hate
teasing
the
us out,
LA
the
Kings
Ducks
one.
team-
I do not like the Kings one because I think they could do so much better. Where it says like LA and then has just the little crown underneath. I don't like it. I think that's so freaking too
I like
basic.
the original purple and gold. I like the original
Yes,
purple
crown,
and gold
the
with
big
the
crown on it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was way better.
Max says,
Oh,
Panthers' new logo, my unborn child can make it.
No, you know what though? There's
New
something.
Panthers jerseys.
I like the new Panthers logo
Look-
because it has like a nod to the military, and it has like definitely like a military patch to it. But I do love the old like leaping panther.
Yeah.
That was
The Van
a
Beesbrook
cool
jerseys.
logo.
The
Yeah,
Van Beesbrook ones. I do think the Panthers last year had the best reverse retro ones. The light blue with
palm tree.
they took the alternate patch and made that as the primary. I thought that was pretty sweet.
yeah. I don't know, man. I'm looking. Listen, and I hated the jersey when it came out, but that
It's
thing
growing
is
on
growing
me.
on me a lot.
It's growing
It's
on me.
a lot.
I still hate it.
I see what I love about the jersey isn't even the fact that it says jersey across the front. Take that away.
Oh, that's a great
stripes,
jersey.
The whole jersey.
Yeah.
But I love the red and the red that they added in the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That little red trim that they have in there. I love that look. I just, man, if they had a white Devils logo like this logo without the circle around it,
Yep.
on the front in white with a little bit of red trim around it, that thing would be sick.
That'd be
Yeah,
an
that'd be
awesome
sweet.
jersey. That'd be an awesome jersey.
Sweet.
But somebody had to put their stamp on it.
Yeah, we know, Sam.
Yeah.
We know. Oh, we know.
Yeah.
But that person had help.
Yes. Well, help.
I'm air
Yeah,
quoting.
that person had help, and then they spiked the football and patted themselves in the back for it.
Yeah. It's called a nice direct deposit every 2 weeks. Anyway. All right, let's wrap.
All right. I'll go with my final thoughts. My final thoughts are this.
All
The stretch between now and the All-Star break, the Devils need to have more than just a winning record. I think they have 7 or 8 games left. My hope is that they're going to go either at the minimum 5-2. If it is 7 games, they need to go at least 5-2 to finish this little round off, get themselves on the right foot, go into this break, get some guys back healthy. Hopefully, I hear there's a couple guys that are skating. I know you mentioned it before. Timo Meier and a couple of these guys are out there skating and getting together. But I want to give huge credit and props to my boy, Mr. Mikey McLeod, who has put this team on his shoulders and has carried them this far. But Mikey McLeod and Holtz and Holla don't get enough credit for what they've been doing over the last stretch with during all these injuries, going back to when Nico was injured. Nico's doing his thing, Jesper Brad's doing his thing, but McLeod, Holtz, and Holla have been just stepping up to the plate. And I know somebody mentioned that in the chat before too, and I forget who it was, but I'll give you credit for that too. But my boy, we're back on speaking terms, Mikey McLeod. That shirt's coming in the mail any day soon.
Nice.
That jersey.
That jersey. My final thought. Let's get a little revenge on Boston. The last time we played Boston, we just blew it. So go into Boston and do what we should have done last time, and just completely just beat them on their home ice, and just shut the rat up. Just shut the rat up. Send Brendan Smith after him. I don't know.
Max is like, buy the jersey. Listen, Max, it's a big financial commitment. We'll talk off air why it's not a smart commitment yet.
After the trade deadline. If he's here after the trade deadline.
Amongst other things.
Yes.
Investigation pending. Go on, Sam. What do you got to say?
Max says he'll be there tomorrow with Paul Marino. Max will give us a live look inside the arena. So we'll do that. We'll have to. It's going to be early. It's going to be early game day live on a Monday. We're going to have to figure that out.
It is going to be.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll talk off air.
Yeah, we'll talk off air. All right, my final thoughts is I think it's a team that's going to be coming together as the team is healing right now with all the injuries, and I think the team's going to come together, and I think they're going to make a big step forward. I think the goaltending is going to be fine. I think by trade deadline, Tom Fitzgerald's not desperate to get a goaltender. And what we have, we can ride the rest of the way. And just like I said on the Woo Report, the goalie coach on the Devils, Dave Rogalski, was the goalie development coach in St. Louis, who Marty Brodeur was familiar with. And when Jordan Binnington was bouncing around in the minors, brought him up and went out, take a last-place team, and turn them into a Stanley Cup champion. So you can turn her around. You can absolutely turn her around.
Oh, you can. You can. You just gotta. You almost gotta be perfect, though.
Yeah, and we know Jordan Binnington is not exactly,
the most stable of individuals.
Exactly.
Oh, I love him though. I love him.
Exactly.
I love a goalie that is more than willing to just lose it. It's entertaining to watch because I've been there. I've been in that situation. I've never challenged the whole bench to a fight, but there's still time because I'm still playing. So you never know.
Yeah, I know he would never come here, but Marc-Andre Fleury would be one hell of a ride to watch.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
he's the best.
I'd get his jersey. I'd get his
in a
jersey in a
heartbeat.
heartbeat.
I'm glad he's doing well after we psychologically
Me too.
damaged him during the lockout season of 2004 up in Albany. Yeah, that's another story for another day. All right, well, thank you very much. Game Day Live and Devils After Dark tomorrow. Dropping the podcast at midnight. Remember, joinourcrew.com. Get the latest updates of our big tailgate, fan appreciation tailgate on February 17th at the outdoor game at MetLife Stadium. Till next time, let's go Devils.